Will tomorrow's royal announcement finally end the uproar over judicial appointments? And PKR's internal tensions over judicial reform just got messier. Meanwhile, AMNO chiefs to pressure Anwar over Najib's house arrest push at key meeting. Stay tuned for all this and more. Will the Conference of Rulers finally put an end to the judiciary saga? Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim says the Conference of Rulers is expected to announce top judicial appointments tomorrow, a move he hopes will end the ongoing debate.
This morning I had, of course, lengthy discussion with the Council of Rulers, Mali Raja, and I think let them decide, and tomorrow hopefully there will be an announcement that would clearly dispel these so-called negative perceptions. So I rest my case, and I hope, inshallah, when the announcement is made, things will prove that this government, the Madani government, is committed to reform, including the principle of judicial independence.
Speaking at the closing of the International Conference on Integrity and Governance 2025, Anwar added that no controversial names have ever been submitted to the King or the Conference of Rulers. Anwar also acknowledged concerns over the appointment process, but gave a firm assurance that there has been no interference.
But let me assure you, this is not the case. I'm sure my friends in the legal fraternity would respect the fact that we must work based on the law and the facts, not a perception, and leave the issue of perception to politicians. Because then only we can continue governing.
Yesterday, Pakatan Harapan MPs have reportedly urged Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim not to nominate a senior judge implicated in an interference scandal. But did he listen? Depends on who you ask. Sources speaking to Malicia Keny said the warning came during a 2-hour closed-door meeting with Anwar in Putrajaya yesterday. One MP claimed Anwar acknowledged their concerns, but didn't confirm if the judge was on the list submitted to the Conference of Rulers. Another MP confirmed the list was not shown to the group, saying the matter was strictly between Anwar and the Conference of Rulers. However, a third MP gave a different account, claiming Anwar explicitly said the judge's name wasn't on the list at all. The list involves nominations for the Chief Justice, Court of Appeal President, and Chief Judges of Malaya and of Sabah and Sarawak. The timing is crucial as the Conference of Rulers is in session now until July 17th. Meanwhile, Bangi MP Shahrizan Johan confirmed that MPs also discussed the recent controversy over leaked meeting minutes from JAC. The leaked document appeared to back up claims of interference involving the judge, which first surfaced last month after a leaked police report. Police are investigating under the Official Secrets Act to find out how the classified minutes ended up online. Malicia Keny is under police scrutiny again, this time over a leak tied to the Judicial Appointments Commission or JAC. The case has triggered public outrage, legal threats, and a national debate on how judges get appointed. Bukit Aman officers recently questioned editor RK Anand again, pressing him to reveal who leaked the JAC meeting details. But just like before, Malicia Keny refused to name the source, citing journalistic ethics. The probe began after Malicia Keny contacted a senior judge on June 12 to ask about claims linked to that JAC meeting. The judge didn't respond. Instead, an aide lodged a police report the same day. After that, police recorded statements from Anand and news editor Zikri Kamarul Zaman. Then on June 24th, that police report leaked on WhatsApp. Just 3 days ago, what looked like the actual JAC meeting minutes surfaced online, fueling even more outrage and calls for a royal commission. The investigation started under the Official Secrets Act and has now expanded to include the Penal Code and Communications and Multimedia Act. Will PKR suspend its own deputy president for marching for judicial independence? Rafizi Ramli is now flipping the heat back onto the party by pointing to its deputy president. Rafizi told Malicia Keny the party is in a funny spot after Nurul Izzah Anwar joined the Malaysian Bar's March for Judicial Independence. 19 Johor PKR division chiefs had earlier demanded Rafizi and 8 other MPs be suspended for publicly calling for a Royal Commission inquiry into judicial appointments. Then 11 division chiefs from Kedah backed that demand. But Rafizi says, hold on, if the 9 MPs including him are getting hauled up, what about Nurul Izzah? He pointed out she's deputy president, so her actions sent an even stronger signal than those of backbench MPs. He added the leadership never took an official stand on judicial interference, and that left grassroots leaders free to jump the gun. According to Rafizi, Nurul Izzah's march yesterday signals that she shares their concerns. After the march, Nurul Izzah said recent JSC minute leaks have worsened public concern about interference in the judiciary. She said a transparent probe is needed to rebuild trust and suggested an independent tribunal of 5 senior judges. UMNO's internal engines are revving up, this time to push Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim on Najib Razak's house arrest. An emergency meeting of UMNO division chiefs is set for Thursday night in Kuala Lumpur. A senior UMNO leader told Malicia Keny the agenda is clear: pressure Anwar to enforce alleged royal addendum allowing Najib to serve his sentence under house arrest. The meeting will take place at a Bukit Bintang hotel with virtual participation from Sabah division chiefs. According to the source, divisions that haven't yet held their annual meetings will be urged to pass motions backing the addendum and to stop beating around the bush over the king's constitutional powers. The push includes calling for the government's appeal on the matter to be withdrawn. That appeal is currently before the federal court, which reserved its verdict on July 9th. 2 days later, UMNO formally appealed to the Agong for the decree to be enforced. The upcoming meeting mirrors a 2022 push when 158 UMNO chiefs pressured Ismail Sabri to dissolve parliament. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim says Malaysians will soon get an extraordinary tribute. However, the timing has raised eyebrows coming after a tough stretch for his administration. Anwar, along with multiple ministries and agencies, dropped the same teaser online, a campaign called Bersama Malaysiaku, but without saying what it actually means. No details yet on what the public might get. But this surprise comes after a bruising month for the government. It started on June 9th when Putrajaya expanded the sales and service tax. That included taxing imported fruits, which triggers major pushbacks. Critics said it would hurt low-income families who rely on cheaper fruits like apples and oranges. At first, Anwar dismissed the criticism, suggesting only avocado lovers would feel the pinch. But after public backlash, he dropped the tax on apples, oranges, dates, and mandarins. But the expanded SST still hits the middle class, especially on small comforts, and people are worried about electricity bills going up, despite government assurances. And on top of that, there's judicial crisis. Some say it's as serious as the VK Lingam scandal, raising doubts about institutional integrity. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malicia Keny. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. Should Malaysia say no thanks to a US ambassador pick with a track record of misogyny and Islamophobia? A coalition of 20 pro-Palestine groups is urging Putrajaya to reject Nick Adams as the next US ambassador to Malaysia. They say Adams' controversial views could damage Malaysia's social harmony and global reputation. In a statement, the coalition pointed to his past remarks on race, religion, and gender, warning they could stir tension in Malaysia's multiracial society. One example, a tweet where Adams bragged about getting a waitress fired just for wearing a Free Palestine badge. They also criticized him for proudly frequenting restaurants with scantily dressed servers, calling it proof of his misogynistic views. The group cited Article 4 of the Vienna Convention, which gives Malaysia the sovereign right to reject ambassadorial nominees. They want the government to insist on a candidate who reflects professionalism, cultural sensitivity, and diplomacy. Adams, an Australian-American influencer and author, was nominated by Donald Trump on July 11th to replace current envoy Edgar Kagan. He describes himself as an alpha male and is known for inflammatory social media posts, including Islamophobic remarks and hyper-masculine posturing. Yesterday, we asked our viewers what they thought about Nurul Izzah Anwar joining the Walk of Justice March in Putrajaya, alongside hundreds of lawyers and activists calling for judicial independence. This came as Pandan MP Rafizi Ramli questioned whether Nurul Izzah would also face party discipline if he and 8 other PKR MPs were being targeted for supporting an RCI. Here's what you told us. A strong 76% said yes. If PKR wants to be fair, everyone should be treated the same. Meanwhile, 15% said no. Nurul Izzah was simply standing up for justice and didn't break any rules. Another 6% felt it's not so clear-cut. The party should first look into intent and impact. And a small 3% had other takes, with some suggesting the whole issue is more political than procedural. What's your take? Should PKR act or back off? Let us know in the comment section below. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.